Hi guys, this is Henry Pym with another review, and this time it's to showcase my newest acquisition. Behold the mighty Galactus, Devourer of Worlds, cosmic entity, has been around as long as the universe has been. So I wasn't planning to get this specific piece, but I could, something kept pulling me back, and something kept, trying to lure me in or whatever. And I at first I felt that the price was too high, but I got a very good deal, with a guy I met online, and we negotiated a deal with a partial trade. So I ended up paying a couple of $100 for this magnificent piece. Oh my God, look at it! I mean, and I'm telling you right now, I still need to buy an adapter, a converter for my adapter, because there's an American plug on it. But I don't care if the statue is amazing as it is right now, like this, without the light up. Shit, I'd be happy. And if the light up, will make it look even better, sure, I'll take that. I'll be very happy with it. But as it is right now, wow, damn, look at it. Damn, this is such an amazing piece. Anyway, talking about origin stories, very short. Galan, which is his name, he was, I believe at first he was an explorer, and later on he became sort of the cosmic entity needed for, let's say, the cosmic circle of life, because he devours planets, but he's not evil. What he does is because he has to do it. It's in his nature. It's what he's programmed or built for or whatever. On the bottom there is a very interesting comic. It's the Galactus origin story. Haven't read it yet. I have a lot of comics I still have to read, but I just wanted to collect everything about the Devourer of Planets. And I'll be very honest, I have a lot of Silver Surfer comics, a lot of cosmic storybooks, Ultimate Galactus trilogy, which is also a very good alternative future kind of alternative setting storyline. I have that as well. I have a lot of stories that feature Galactus. Of course, the Fantastic Four, featuring a lot of those stories, and there you have the Fantastic Five, by the way. But yeah. They do, he does feature heavily in a lot of Marvel's cosmic stories, and if not most of them. And it's mainly because he's such a badass design. The original design was awesome, and this has just taken it a step further and has added some, extra details. Has refined the statue to a level that is just insane. I think that this is a very good, view of him. And what you can see is that there are two faceplates actually. I put the other one in a box, but that's a regular face. And I'll know that a lot of people don't like his angry face, because Galactus doesn't get angry, or, well, he does get angry, but he just is, Galactus is a force of nature, and he is what he is. So most of the times he's just unimpressed by all the surroundings, because we're ants. We're basically ants to him, or even less than ants. And rightly so, because he has a job to do, and he devours planets not because he's evil, but because it's his duty. I chose this faceplate because it speaks to me more. I like the general sculpt on the faceplate. It is a faceplate that I might be able to show you, and I don't want to drop it. So, oh god. So yeah, you can see that there are LED lights behind here. It looks totally weird without the faceplate. And the faceplate itself is basically some, let's say, light piping or whatever, some plastic, transparent plastic. But I really like the faceplate. I really, really, really like the faceplate. And it goes well with the statue, in my opinion. It makes him look just as extra special. And I've had some statues to compare him with, because I used to own the Sideshow Galactus life-size bust. And that was, in my opinion, the best ever depiction of Galactus until I bought this one. this is the #1 depiction of Galactus. No one is going to top this. No one. If they do, they can prove me wrong by showing me, but I don't expect anybody to top this. I also have the Galactus by Bowen, which I'll just show in a minute. And there's a distinct difference in the color scheme, as you can see. This one having more shades of purple, but also, more details. And of course, it's a different scale that we're working in. The 1/6 scale is very hard to detail the face and stuff like that. So Bowen has done a very classic rendition of Galactus, which is good. I like it. But this is a more modern, more elaborate, statue sculpt. And I love it. I'm not sure if this is a hand sculpt or a digital sculpt, but I reckon to be a digital sculpt because of the amount of details in it. And it looks fairly symmetrical in a lot of parts, and it's mostly the telltale sign for a digital sculpt. But it works for this piece. What's interesting is that the base has this rusty kind of look to it, and I thought there was dirt or something, but it's all supposed to be there. And not sure if you can see, but it has a grate there, so when you turn on the light feature, it lights up from the bottom as well, I believe. I haven't turned it on yet, still have to get the converter. The hands are separate pieces, so these are magnets. Let me just be careful here. Boom, that's a magnet. Very strong magnet, which it should be. On the other arm, that's a magnet as well. And you can see a little Frankie Nova here. Not sure if the face is detectable because it's a very teeny tiny plastic sculpt. It goes in through a hole that is hidden behind a piece of plastic that mimics, the gray area here. So, which is done very well because I couldn't find it. I was looking and searching for it, and then I found it just accidentally by scratching the surface. But it's a nice addition, and the fact that she's plastic, means that she can't damage the piece, and I'm happy with that. There's also a silver server that comes with it. I have a silver server here. That's the action post by Bowen. So, I think that goes well with this Galactus, and I've added Nova because there isn't really a Nova statue from Bowen aside from a bust, and I'm not too impressed by the bust. I don't like mini busts anymore. So anyway, back to my story. These things come loose. Let me just see if I can take them off. Yeah, these are magnets as well. Very strong magnets. And kind of, the same as the life-size bust had it. The main difference between the life-size bust, of course, in this piece is that the life-size bust is just a giant head and some shoulders and his chest. There are subtle differences between the bust and this maquette. In the face, the face being more detailed, of course, on the life-size bust. So it's not that it's not really fair to compare the one with the other, in my opinion. They're both ridiculously awesome, but I wanted the full statue, and I got it. I got my money's worth, definitely. Yeah, so this is Galactus. A very awesome piece. Very, very nice paint job. Very consistent paint job. I love the battle damage. Okay, so my video was cut off because I am filming with the phone cam, and somebody tried to call me because, well, I'm a busy man. I get called sometimes. So what I wanted to say, and I was coming to my conclusion, is that this is a very awesome piece, and if you're able to get it, and if you're lucky enough to be able to afford it, get it. It is definitely worth a purchase. It's definitely a very, very unique piece out there. And what is, in my opinion, very funny is that it's a fraction of the cost that Sideshow would have you pay for their Wolverine. And I don't understand. I mean, you're paying like $2,000 for a $2,500 for a Wolverine statue by Sideshow, but this is like $800. And in my opinion, this is much more detailed, has much more to it, has a light up feature and stuff like that. So why make it 1/3 of the price? No, even better yet, why make the Wolverine so expensive? You know, it is what it is, and people buy it, so, you know, that empowers Sideshow and probably, you know, gives them the feeling that they can get away with it. I don't collect Sideshow, luckily. I just hear it from other collectors. This is only my second Sideshow piece that I have. Well, I had the Sideshow bust, but that's gone. I have another Sideshow piece, but that's it. I have to tell you that the weight on the statue surprised me. It's of course it's hollow, you know, like most of the statues are. It's poly resin probably. It's lighter than my Sentinel by Bowen. I sold the Sentinel, by the way, but you know, it was a good like 12 kilograms. That was how, you know, heavy, or yeah, 10 or 12 kilograms. That was how heavy the Sentinel was. I think that this one is approximately about 10 kilograms. So it's a tad bit lighter than the Sentinel. The Sentinel felt more massive in some parts, and this is just, you know, a very light piece. Without being, you know, without feeling like a you know, terribly cheap or whatever. It feels right. It feels good. It does have some weight to it, and you know, it does feel you know, good, like a good construction. When I tried to pull something out of the statue, it did kind of rock a bit, so that's a bit scary. I might have to put it more, you know, into the base with his right foot or left foot. But yeah, all in all, to rate this statue, paint wise, this is the best paint job on, you know, you can do on the Galactus. Probably the best paint job I have, or one of the best paint jobs I have on a statue, period. So I like the reds, you know, the darker reds. I like the purple that's used. I like the blue, but I also like the, you know, the silverish accents, and you know, the chest plate or arc reactor or whatever it is. I like it. I like the details. I like the subtle details. I like the rust in the base. So yeah, the paint quality and attention to the paint itself, and you know, specks of dirt on it and stuff like that. This is a definite 9.5 as with regards to the paint job. Looking at the sculpt, the pose, and the sculpt, I like the pose. This is like you want to see and want to read about Galactus in the comic books. So this is the pose for me. The pose is a 10 for me. I couldn't think of a better pose for him, because you want to have him look majestic. You don't want to have him look too active or too aggressive, so you don't want him, you know, to have his, you know, fists balled up, because that's not the kind of entity he is. And this makes him look majestic in the purest word, in the purest meaning of the word. It's overall, I'll round it off, and it'll be a 10 average for me. Close to a perfect statue, if not perfect. Yeah, buy it, you know, I mean, get it. Anyways, these are, you know, this is my my Galactus review. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Boom.